graders. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects to teach in 4th grade, and that is division. Now, before we jump into division, we need to talk a little bit about the vocabulary that comes along with it. There are a bunch of fancy 4th grade words that we need to know to better understand division. So inside our little division box is called the dividend. This is going to be the biggest number of your problem. This is how much we have to divide by. So let's say we have 80 bananas. That's what we're putting in here. Now we know division is splitting into equal groups. So on the outside of this problem is the number we're dividing by, how many groups you want to have. So like I said, if we have 80 bananas and I want to put them in groups of 5, that's the number I'm dividing by. That is our divisor. And then just like with multiplication, it has that fancy term product for the answer. There's one for division as well, and we call that the quotient. So let's talk a little bit about how you maybe have learned division in the past. So this is probably kind of more like a 3rd grade standard here. Let's keep talking bananas. Let's say we have 15 bananas, and we want to put them in 5 equal groups. This is going to be my dividend, the biggest number of my problem, and I'm dividing by 5, so 5 is my divisor. I'm going to take 15 and put it into 5 equal groups. I have 5 circles here to represent my equal groups. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So after I'm done putting all 15 of those into equal groups, you can see each group has 3 total, so my quotient is 3. This should be review, and I know some of you know your math facts so well, you don't even need to bother with the equal groups, the circles, but what if you had a problem like this? 63 divided by 3. I don't know very many people who want to do 63 dots. That would take a long time. It's possible, yes, but there are better ways to do it. One of the better ways is called partial quotient. This might sound a little bit familiar to you because we have done partial product, which remember product means multiplication, quotient means division. It is similar in that we're going to take a big number like this, and we're going to get bigger by the end of the week, and we're going to chunk it into smaller parts. That's why you can see that word partial, part. So let's write it as we practiced. 63 is our dividend. That's how many, bananas again we have to work with. And we're splitting it into 3 equal groups. 3 is our divisor. By the time we're done, we'll have our quotient, and usually you write it up on the top. So 63 is a big number. I don't have my times 63 math facts down. I don't know if you guys do. So instead of looking at the 63, the line over there, I'm actually just going to look at this first number, the 6. I'm going to ignore this for now. It's just a 6, kind of like when we did partial product, we did the same thing. Now I can ask myself, how many 3s will fit in 6? How many groups of 3 will fit in 6? I know my math facts times 3, and I know that 3 times 3 is 1, 3 times 2 is 6. So I can actually fit 2 groups of 3 in 6. So I'm going to write that off to the side. We kind of ignored this earlier. Now it's actually going to come back into play. Right now this is just a 6, but when I uncover, it's actually a 6 in the tens place, which means it's not worth 6, it's worth 6D. It has a 0 on it. I could just take away 6. 3 times 2 is 6, but then I'm left with a bunch more to go. So instead, I'm going to take a shortcut. This is worth 6D, 1 0. So I'm actually going to add my 1 0 over here. Now instead of just taking away 2 groups of 3, which is 6, I'm going to take away 20 groups of 3. 3 times 20 is not just 6. Remember, we have this 0, 6D. Make sure you line those up really well. So when you subtract, it works out fine. Instead of taking away 6, I'm taking away 6D, which means all I'm left with when I subtract is 3. Well, that's easy. I know how many groups of 3 fit in just 3. 3 times 1, anything times 1, is itself. So if I take away one more group of 3, I'm left with nothing. Just like with partial product, how at the end we had to add up our answers, you have to do the same with partial quotient. My answer is actually written here on the side. First, I took away 20 groups of 3, which was 60. Then I took away 1 group of 3, which was 3, which means all together, you can do this math in your head, I took away 21, this 20 plus 1 is 21, groups of 3, and that is my quotient. So we're going to continue practicing this today with your teacher. In fact, you might even move on to some bigger, badder numbers, and I will talk to you guys next time.